up, guys? Welcome to this episode of LankyBox. Now, Justin's story I am going to tell you today is when I almost got expelled from school. What? This story starts when I was in 5th grade. So when I was growing up, when I was from like a baby to like elementary school, my family had like a dog and a cat, just like normal pets, right? Okay. Now, I went to my friend's house one day and he had a hamster. And he was like, do you want to like play with my hamster? I was like, what is a hamster? I had never seen a hamster in real life. He brought me over to its cage. He's like, you want to hold it? I was like, you can hold it? So I hold this hamster. It's like this blonde little cute hamster. It is so adorable. I immediately fell in love. Right when I got home, I was like, oh, mom, please. Can I have a hamster?
Why do you want to you already have a cat and a dog.
When you were growing up, did you have cats and dogs?
I did not have any pets.
Okay, well.
But if I did, it wouldn't be a hamster.
What would it be?
Maybe a pet donut? I don't know.
I was like, Mom, can we please get a hamster? And she was like, no, hamsters smell bad. I don't want to take care of it. Our cat might eat it. There's no way I'm gonna get you a hamster.
Okay, that's true.
So I was like, oh, I just got so sad. I actually showed my older sister some photos of this hamster. And so me and her were like, let's try and like convince our mom to get us a hamster.
Dude, that's high IQ because you convinced your sister to want it and then you guys teamed up to convince your parents.
Exactly, and she was older and a lot smarter than me.
True.
So she actually had the idea. She just got this like old laptop and she was like, I have the program PowerPoint on my laptop. We can make a PowerPoint presentation like they do in school on like the benefits of owning a hamster and like how awesome they were.
What are the benefits of owning a hamster?
Happiness?
No!
So me and my sister, we get to work on our laptop. I'm like finding photos. She's typing up all this facts about hamsters and like how happy we'd be. It took us like a week. Me and my sister like sit my mom down and we're like, we got something to show you. This is gonna change your mind. We load up the PowerPoint. You know, we're going over our points. Hamsters are soft, they're cuddly. We try and show her videos of the hamsters to try and like trick her brain into loving them. And so we finished this like 30-minute presentation and she's just sitting there. She's like, I'm still not getting you a hamster. I was like, what? I basically I did start crying because I really wanted it. But she was like, you know what, Adam? I know you want this hamster really bad. I'm still not gonna get you a hamster, but I was reading a magazine and I saw an ad for an ant farm. And if you guys don't know what an ant farm is, it's basically like this plastic container. It's like a thin plastic container where you put like sand in and then you put ants. They like make tunnels in the sand and it's kind of like this like ecosystem of ants. Yeah. And so she was like, how about instead of a hamster, I get you an ant farm? And I was like, okay.
Dude!
What?
Your mom is actually a genius. You guys got completely bamboozled. That would be like if I was like, hey Adam, I want some cake and some nuggets. And you said, let me meet you in the middle and get you some celery. And you guys were like, okay, cool.
So I was in 5th grade. I didn't have a lot of friends and these ants were so cool. I would watch them for hours just like making little tunnels on the sand. It was really cool. Flash forward a little bit. I go to school one day and I had a friend at the time named Lauren. Now this was in 5th grade and
is that a girl?
Yeah, she was my actual friend.
You're telling me you made a PowerPoint about hamsters. You had a pet ant farm in your room. And you also had a friend who was a girl.
Yeah.
Are we playing 2 truths and a lie?
I actually had a close friend named Lauren. She was actually really cool. Now, to set this up, in my class in 5th grade, on Fridays, the teacher had this 30-minute period of time called free time.
Oh, free time.
Where it was like, you could do whatever you want. You could play computer games, you could hang out with friends. Everyone in the class like looked forward to like, oh, Friday at noon. That's free time for 30 minutes. It's gonna be the best. Normally in our free time, me and Lauren would play Neopets or Club Penguin together. But I was telling her, I was like, hey, by the way, Lauren, I actually have this new pet at home. And she was like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, I could actually bring it to school.
No, you didn't. You an idiot.
It was Thursday night. I packed the ant farm in my backpack. Get to school, they're still in my backpack. The teacher's like, okay, I think it's around noon. You guys have free time for 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, here we go. Gonna bring out the ants. And I was sitting next to Lauren and I was like, hey, Lauren, do you want to see them? She's like, yeah. So I open up my backpack. I reach down my hand, and I feel sand on the bottom of my backpack.
Oh, no.
The ant farm had tipped upside down, and all the sand and ants had fallen out in my backpack. I was like panicking. I was like, okay, what do I do? And I realized that there's ants all over the floor of where my backpack is because it had been like 3 hours since I brought them to school and I didn't notice them. So there's just ants everywhere on the floor.
You're like, no, my only friend.
So I start panicking. I couldn't hide it because Lauren was like, she already knew about the ant farm. So I'm like, Lauren, like, I dropped all these ants on the floor. Like, I need help. She was like, I don't know what to do. In my head, I thought that if the ants spread far enough, the entire school would become infested with ants and they would like reproduce and everyone would know it was me and I would get expelled. I was like, I need to get these ants off this floor before anyone finds out. So I had a genius idea. In my lunchbox that day, because my mom packed my lunch, I actually had a banana. So I was like, wait a minute, ants love sweet foods. They love sugary foods. If I cut a part of a banana off and put it on the ground and wait a little bit, all the ants will gather to the banana, and then I can just scoop them up and put them back in the backpack.
Dude, that's actually high IQ.
Right?
That's actually smart.
Dude, I was panicking.
Yeah.
That was like the best idea I had.
Yeah.
So I was like real sneaky. There was like 10 minutes left of free time. I'm like cutting this banana. I put it on the ground next to me, just hoping that they all start crawling back to the banana.
How far had they spread from the
It was
backpack?
probably like a 10-foot radius around me. They were like everywhere. And I was like just waiting there, just sitting and sweating.
You're just sitting there and being like, oh, I wish I got that hamster. Oh.
The teacher's like, all right, guys, free time is over. We're gonna move on to mathematics. How the classroom worked was there was like the front board, but the math section was over by my side of the classroom. So he was like, all right, everyone, let's gather around on this side of the classroom.
No.
And we'll go over math.
No.
So all the kids come over and sit on the floor. And so I'm just sitting there praying that A, no one steps on my pet. I don't want them to die. Or B, that anyone finds out about them. So the teacher walks over to my side of the classroom. All the kids gather around. He starts being like, all right, let's do some math. 7 times 5, okay. And then one of the kids, it was like some girl in the class. And she was like, oh my gosh, I think there's ants all over the floor. And I was like, my cover is blown.
Dude, my anxiety level right now is so high.
And all the kids looked around because they were all in the section that the ants were. And they were like, oh my gosh, there's ants everywhere. Because there was literally hundreds on the floor. And my plan had not worked.
Adam in the corner trying to bury himself in the sand. Hi. He's like, I'm not here, guys.
I thought that if they found out it was me, I would actually get expelled. Up until this point, the only person that knew I had an ant farm was Lauren. I hadn't told anyone else.
Lauren about to sell you out.
So the teacher was like, everyone, let's stand up. Does anyone know where all these ants came from?
Oh, no.
And so I'm sitting there praying that no one looks at me, no one notices that I'm beat red and sweating.
Don't tell me that Lauren sold you out. No.
Now, he's like, I'm gonna ask again. Does anyone know where all these ants came from? And I'm sitting there, I kind of like look over at Lauren. I was hoping that she was a real one, that she wouldn't snitch on me. The teacher asked one final time, he was like, does anyone know where these ants came from? And I'd never seen him this serious. And Lauren actually started to raise her hand. And she was like, I think I know where they came from. And Lauren kind of looked over at me a little bit. She's like, yeah, I think that someone accidentally left a banana on the floor and all the ants might have came in from the outside. And the teacher's like, really? And then he looked down and there was a bunch of ants surrounding the banana. And so I got off the hook because he's like, oh, it's just an accident. Someone just left a banana in here and somehow all these ants got in. She actually covered for me.
Your teacher was an idiot. He didn't notice the sand. He didn't notice Adam McSweaty inside covered in sand.
No, Lauren was the actual homie. I don't know how she came up with that so fast. But like she came up with a story that actually made sense, but didn't like get me in trouble. And so basically what the teacher did was he picked up this banana, which had basically all the ants on it. And
Dude, your plan actually worked.
It actually worked. He took the banana and just tossed it in the garbage.
He threw your friends in the garbage.
Yeah, 30 minutes go by. Math finishes, all the kids return back to their seats. and I like sneakily go over to the trash can and take the bag out.
No, you
and like
didn't.
rescue my friends. I like take the bag and shove it in my backpack, and then like sneakily put all the ants back in their cage.
Okay, let me rewind. Little YouTube rewind action. First off, you wanted a hamster.
Yeah.
Then you made a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Then your mom bamboozled you into getting an ant farm.
Yeah.
Then you befriend a woman named Lauren.
Yeah.
Who covers for you.
Yeah.
Your teacher somehow believes that all these ants were attracted to one banana on the ground.
Yeah.
I only got one thing to say, Adam.
What?
This would not have happened if you had a pet donut.